Okay, hello and welcome to a brand new series. So, in this episode, we're going to be starting a mod pack called All-in-One. So, timer and dimensions. Dimensions are generated in a vanilla world that is skyblock. That means you're free to get all of their resources. Your time is limited by a timer display. Cool timer. This timer isn't added by any dimension mod. It's added by the time is up mod. Okay, cool. Let's start. You have to create a party in order to use FCB quests. Yep. Gotcha. Don't forget to do the quest. Don't forget to do the quests. If you get stuck, this quest book is meant to be a complete guide, but can contain some tips, some mods. It can also have a guidebook, which can be very helpful. Okay, so we've got that taken care of. Now we are in the flatland. So we are in the flatland, 1 block mined, although I haven't mined any blocks, but we've mined the block now. We got dirt chest 9,000, which I guess can store a stack of dirt, which is cool. And we got a stack of dirt, so maybe since mobs are spawning, what I should do is make an actual platform for more stuff to spawn. And what I'm realizing now is that there's water down there, as well as some other stuff. So, oh, I can't break that. Okay. It may be a good idea to at some point build down and get at that, but for right now I think I'm just gonna build a little 5 wide area that goes out a little bit. And shoot, that's a little annoying. Trying to think of a way to get that back. I don't think there's a way that I could get that back, so we're just gonna build out a little bit right to here. Now let's pick up our iron chest, and hopefully we can get some saplings and tree stuff soon. I don't think there's anything we could make right now, because we need 128 dirt. I need to breed animals. I need clay, sand. We can unlock the clay by doing that, I guess. And then we can get a little bit more. Hopefully we could get some of the rare stuff, like different blocks, but wait, 32 clay balls and 10x sand. It's for sandy bricks, which may be a better shout than using the other things. We got our first sapling. Okay. Is there twerking for trees is the real question. It looks like there's not. So what I'm gonna have to do, and what I'm realizing I probably should have done, is put it 1 block further in so that we can actually have more space. But right now we're just gonna mine until we get something else, and hopefully that tree will grow for us. We probably should get the tree. We got some sheep though, which is dope. Another sapling. Big, we got another sapling, which I'm gonna leave some space. And we need, shoot, that could have been really bad. And what I'm realizing is that the animals bred quest may not actually be animals bred, because it says, okay, animals bred, it says 0 to 6, but it has the killing icon, which is confusing. Maybe I do have to breed animals for it, but I don't fully. I wish there was a way for me to get grass blocks right now, because right now we're kind of just on dirt, which is a little unfortunate. Shoot, I probably should have tried to save those bees, but I don't know what else we could have really done there. Okay, we got our first pig, which is nice. We also got an apple, and trees still have not grown, which is a little bit unfortunate. We also got another sapling. Which, what do I need for these sandy bricks? I need 10x clay balls. Ooh, we got our first tree growth. Okay. Please give me another sapling. I'm gonna break all of the leaves first, just on the exterior, just in case we end up getting something unfortunate happening where the outside are what drops the leaves and it ends up throwing one off the island, just because they're at the edge. So we just gotta be very, very careful, because I don't want to lose anything. I know I haven't played many Skyblock packs on my channel. I don't think I've really played any major Skyblock packs, but this one is one of them that I wanted to give a shot and check out, and it looks a little interesting. but thankfully we were able to get 3 of the warm blossoms, so let's get you replanted. We need more sand, more gravel, or more, not gravel, we need more clay. We got the 10x clay, now we just need 5 more sand, 4 more sand, and then we should be there. And another thing is just getting, I mean, grass so that we can grow the grass on top of it is gonna be big. Is that, we need 2 more sand, okay. 9 sand, got 2 sheep, which is great. We also got another stack of those guys. How far into, okay, 90 blocks mined. We've mined 90 blocks so far in this episode. And overall, it's not been the most effective thing. We got dried kelp, interesting. Good for burning, but this stuff has been a little bit lackluster. Regardless, we got enough sand in order to get the sandy bricks that we needed. So that's good. That's big. We also got the big, holy, that's a big tree. So we've kind of got our starting area semi-mapped out. Let's get you surrounded by these bricks, just so that we have them. That's probably a big bad decision. I'm realizing right now. That's probably a really bad decision for us to lose that sheep, or that, not sheep, chicken, but, I mean, hopefully it doesn't bite us in the butt. We lost the pig as well, which is annoying, but, I mean, there's not much we can really do with that, so it is what it is. At least I can start to outline this little area. I mean, I think what I'm gonna want is a 10 block area on the outside of these, but I don't think I have enough of these sandy bricks for that. Are these guys made out of sand and bricks? Okay, so it's just, oh, well, you know, we had enough, so that's fine. And what I'm realizing is I may want to, since we've got this, we can go through these sapling quests. So, probably should make a normal crafting table, which I guess we can plop down right here. And then we can make ourselves some sticks. And I think I'm just gonna have to mine through this tree like normal, because otherwise it's gonna take long. You know what? Because I can, I'm gonna make an axe and a shovel. And is there tree capitator? Nope, there's no tree capitation, which is fine. It's just a little bit annoying because it means that this is gonna take a little bit longer. But that's not a real issue, because at least we're gonna be able to get what we need to get from these, which is mostly just the saplings, but also is getting a sizable amount of wood at the very beginning in order for us to get started on some of the other mods and other things that are in normal skyblock stuff. So, like, we'll need a lava generator, or not lava generator, but a cobblestone generator and other stuff, and getting enough wood to have everything be started, so hopefully we can get that stuff fairly rapidly. Of course, I'm not going to be able to, like, zip through it immediately, but at least we can go considerably faster with this than without it. And we also got both of those saplings again, which is perfect, because that means that they replace themselves, which is perfect for that. I mean, ideally I'd want to branch out a little bit farther with this, but I don't think I can with what resources we have. So, I think we just break down the trees, take care of it. Okay, that's our axe gone. It's gonna take a lot longer now, but it's fine, right? I mean, it shouldn't be too big of a deal. It's just breaking down all of the logs up here, which looks to be a lot more than I was honestly expecting. This tree's pretty buff, but hey, thankfully that landed on there, because every sapling is very, very helpful, especially right now. because making sure that we keep it renewable is such a impactful thing right now that if we lose more than like 5 saplings, it'd be really unfair. But thankfully we have the 1 block, so realistically we could get back things. I don't know how hard it would be for us to get them back, so you know, having everything as it is quite nice, to be honest. You know, it's pretty chill. This is a pretty cool mod pack, and I'm planning on making the episodes around 45 minutes of time each. Maybe what I'll end up doing, if people really want it, and you can comment below to impact this, is if people want a longer version that is unedited to, like, watch or listen to while they're studying or doing some other stuff, let me know. I think I'd be definitely willing to do a unedited and then an edited versions, but keeping the edited version down to like half an hour to 45 minutes is gonna be probably the option that I'm gonna pick. But I would love to hear you guys' opinion, so please let me know in the comments, because I read nearly every comment. I mean, some comments I don't end up reading, especially if they're pretty negative. But overall, I do appreciate everyone supportive. And also, if there's other mod packs you want me to play, like, after this or whatever, let me know. I'm very interested in what you guys want me to play, so I'll probably do it, depending on whatever happens. Regardless, we're at a fairly decent spot right now. Got a bunch of wood, got a bunch of stuff, and I guess what we can do is make a couple more shovels and just start going at it with the 1 block. And now we just get to mining away at the 1 block, and hopefully we end up getting something nice. Is there a crook? From Ex Nihilo. Is there anything in here? A new population, that's that. Cobblestone, shift right click on grass to get pebbles. This is grass, so shift right click. Okay. So I can just do this to get pebbles. To get cobblestone, I guess. So maybe we just do this for a bit. Honestly, this is a really relaxing sound, so I'm kind of vibing to it. Maybe you make a 10-hour ASMR version of this too. I don't know, if you guys would like that, let me know. We're at, like, a very high amount. We're at 500. So I think what we can do right now is it 9? No, it's 4. Okay, so we've made 2 stacks of cobble already. We've already accomplished underground level stuff. Wait, we need a wooden pickaxe. Okay. Dope. So we got that. Now I need stone tool. I guess I don't need the wood tools anymore, because I've got the stone stuff now. So we can just make a full set of stone tools. And then don't have to worry about that anymore. I'm going to chuck the books into here as well. The 1 block analyzer can stay in there as well. But for the most part, what I want to do now is, I think that farming the flatland's gonna be big, and that should be helpful. I also want to test. Okay, we've got 2 sheep. Does this count as? No, it does not. Okay, so it is animals bred, not animals slain. So we need to make sure that we try and get as many animals to spawn as possible. Ended up not killing as many as we want to. But what I'm also gonna do is every time we get some grass, probably grab a bunch more of these stones, just so we have a good enough amount of cobble for right now. Although, actually, I'm realizing that we're probably going to hit the next thing, which is, like, the underground, relatively soon, so I want to make sure that it's not going to be too crazy. So, honestly, we've got enough for now. Let's just do this. Let's just get everything we need to. Got another sapling, which is great. What we can do is we can start growing the yellow sapling, and then hopefully we can get some other saplings too. And this should drop the dirt that's in it as well, which is great. We get a bunch of dirt, we get a bunch of everything else. Soon there should be the grasslands, but I don't know how soon, because of course we get lucky by getting the same stupid yellow blossom. Ooh, orange, could we get that? No. We got a cow to spawn, interesting. The issue is how am I gonna get things to spawn if... what's the next one, actually? So we got farmland. Okay. Wait. Fill a composter with leaves. How do I get leaves? Is there shears that are, like, different? I don't know. Oh, shoot, there's silent gear shears. Shoot, we can potentially get a nice blueprint stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if I silent gearify my stuff, then we get that, and then the shear blueprints, I can also make the shears template, which is just gonna be a knife. And then whatever, so I would need a stick, and that, and then I get a knife, and then we get, the template boards? We get a bunch of template boards. And then we go and we make ourselves a shears template, and then I make cobblestone shears. Wait. How do I... Stone and stone. Stone shears blade. How do I use the shears blade with... Oh, I could just do that. Okay. And that's how I can get leaves for... Okay. So now we have dark oak leaves, which potentially we could get other stuff from, but what I can use it for is for the saplings that we have a bunch of extra saplings for. I can use it on the leaves, like, up here. We can do that. This is also probably the thing that lets us know that we're getting... Yep, we're at the farmland now. So we're to farmland, which is great, because we've got all the different colors of blocks and everything. Also different ores in different places, which is cool. Astral, Magica, Abyss, Bumble Zone, cool, Nether, a Netherrack, and stuff. Okay, so we still need a bunch of stuff from the flatland, but we're now in the farmland. We need grass. Is there a way to get grass? Grass block. So starlight infusion, filling by spout, water onto dirt. That's going to be a fluid tank, which is mostly going to be copper, and then the logs. Okay. Is there a way to get is there a way to get grass? Wait. I'm realizing I'm a little stupid. Because what I can do... Day 2. Okay. Cool. what I'm realizing is that I can actually get grass to spread from this to the actual thing by doing this. Because it will spread through this. So now I just need to wait. So I may just, honestly, what we can do is I have an extra sunny blossom. I can chuck most of this stuff in here. Got those guys as well. I can chuck the oak wood and the knife and the boards and the hobble we can chuck in here. Blueprint we'll chuck in there. The wood we can chuck in there. The foods we can chuck in there. Water, we should make an infinite water source, which I'm going to do right over here. So we've got that. Now what we can do is we just go like that, and simple, nice and easy, infinite water source, and then we'll get some water going down. Probably should put it either side just in case, just so we have enough extra. That should be good for that. Now what we need to do is we're gonna start growing mostly oak. And for that we should cut down this. I want to make sure that I get a couple extra saplings. But I don't need like all of them to be extra saplings, so what we can potentially do... Oh, never mind. Get fast leaf decay, I forgot. So all of them turned into saplings. And we already got some grass starting to move. So since we got some grass blocks starting to propagate from them, we can start mining this away. What I'm gonna do instead is that plop you down, and plop you down, and then plop you down. So those guys are gonna start doing their thing. And we're going to just keep mining through the grassland because we can end up getting some of the better materials and stuff from this as well. And what we really need is we can turn hay bales into that, and then is there a way to turn wheat into seeds? Because if there is a seed way, is there a way to get wheat seeds? So, botany pots, wheat seeds. So we got botany pots and then hopper botany pots. We also have milling, which is a millstone, which is andesite alloy, which means I need iron, which is going to be probably mob farm related, or... But yeah, for that path we would need that. Other than that, is there another way I could get it? Plant drops... It looks like for the most part, we'll just need to get either lucky with seeds, or... Yeah, lucky with seeds, or find a way to get andesite alloy and that stuff quickly, which I don't know how reasonable that is. Because, I mean, come on now, it's not crazy reasonable. Regardless, we should be able to at least harvest most of this, and we should be able to also do is we should be able to, in inventory, fix our shovel. Nope, okay. Forget how Silent Gear stuff works. Wait, how does it work again? That's silent. We probably need the very crude repair kit. Is there a way to make... Okay. So stone... Okay. Very crude repair kit. We can do that, or... Can you crafting table it? No. Okay. Does it need... It probably needs to be broken first, I guess. But, I don't know, it's a little strange. It used to be different. Maybe I'm just wrong. I don't know. I don't use Silent Gear a lot, so I'm probably just wrong, but... Who knows? If If there's like a block of seeds, though, that'd be very big. Because right now we've got multiple different types of rice. We're getting petal blocks, we're getting melons, we're getting pumpkins. And the main thing that we really need is seeds and wheat in order to grow and breed animals. We also got some rich soil, which is great. Can I fix you now? How do I fix a broken tool? Cutting board, information, salvaging. Is it just anvil repairing, or like, can you repair it with other stuff too? Because, I mean, like, hey, honestly, it's nice that you can repair things. It's just a little obnoxious. Okay. Well, I guess that this is going to be a little bit difficult for us, but it should be okay. I need to make sure that we can breed stuff with the wheat we have. We've got the melon slices, we've got the cabbages, we've got most other plants that we can grow. I've got carrots, I've got potatoes, I'm gonna set aside 9 wheat, melons, pumpkins, cabbage. Set aside straw too. Same with rice. That, just so that we have them set aside. And ow. Okay, let's just get you. Okay. I gotta make sure that I have a surplus of saplings before I start farming. Because I know that I'm gonna go through a substantial amount of them. What was I getting the leaves for again? It was for something, right? It was... So the leaves were being farmed in order to... How did I forget? What? What was I farming leaves for? Leaves... like carpets... flowering, grading, supercharging, crushing... or something? Oak hedges. What? Am I like going crazy or something? Honestly, I should probably just focus on getting botany pots. But, I mean, on the off chance that we end up getting something really nice, it's gonna be so helpful. So I'm gonna get rid of my stone shovel, because we're just gonna make another one. Why not? Let's just do this. Easy, taken care of. Perfect. Now those guys are separated. We can at least go through and take care of even more of these blocks that don't really do much for us. Most of it is axe-related blocks, which is funny to me because, I mean, it's a little goofy that axe is actually so necessary in a one-block mining fashion, but fair enough, I guess. Okay, we hit the underground. So, we finally hit underground. Our first thing is a tin ore from Mechanism. Let's first look. We didn't end up getting anything too different. We do have a little bit extra of all different things. But what we need mainly right now is andesite alloy, which is iron nuggets and andesite. Andesite, we need diorite. Or andesite cobblestone. Yeah, okay. So we need the andesites or the diorites. Silver ore. I don't think I can actually harvest silver ore, which is really annoying. I can. Interesting. Amethyst? Can I harvest amethyst with a... Nope, that's a bummer. I don't know if there's a way to, like, tier up my Silent Gear stuff. So, maybe we look at... There's a Silent Gear guide? No. Okay. Is there a silent gear tab? No. Okay. Wait, we get iron for completing the iron... Wait, how do I have an iron tier? What? I'm confused. Okay. What can we use for tool rod? Is there a more efficient wood? So spruce will give us spruce wood, which gives us flexible 1, versus oak, which will... Is it the same? Is the real question. So spruce is stats 1, 1, 1. Flexible 1. Oak is the same. Okay, oak is the exact same. What about pickaxe head? We get malleable, and then harvest level goes up. We get... those guys. We get our flexible, malleable, magnetic. Okay. I mean, overall, that's pretty good stats, so let's just do it. And I guess we'll see kind of what happens at the end of this. I don't fully know what else I'm really expecting, but should be able to mine the higher tier stuff now, which is great, because, I mean, we want to make sure that we're able to mine whatever we come across. So, that's good. Just gotta make sure that I'm using the right pickaxe for it. So, like, tin ore, iron ore, we use that for it. Green sapphire, probably gonna be that one. Multi-gem, we probably use that one as well. Copper, we can definitely stone pickaxe. Cobble as well. Zinc. Okay, cobble. I need andesite or other brighter stuff, so I don't fully know what else we should really be focusing on right now when it comes down to... Okay, we got some andesite. We need... I don't know the... Actually, I probably should do the exact calculations for how much andesite I need. So, we will need a millstone and a hand crank. So, hand crank, or a water wheel, which is probably a better, more effective use of our time. So, we get a hand crank, it's going to be 2 andesite alloy, 3 andesite alloy, 4 andesite alloy. So... How is the andesite alloy made? 1, so we need 8 pieces of andesite. So not a crazy amount, thankfully. It's mostly just making sure we have enough of everything. So like I can combine you guys and we get ourselves some andesite as well, which is great because we're gonna need 8 of them in comparison to the amount of everything else we'll need. Onyx, we can grab you as well. Onyx, emerald, we'll need that. Phospholite, we'll probably need that too. Garnet, diorite again. Lead, we can mine with that. Lapis. Okay, we get 6 of our 8 andesite as well, which is great. I'm just making sure that we're monitoring it because I don't want to accidentally like overfill my inventory and everything. Okay, we got you taken care of as well. Probably should make another chest or a couple, just so that we have the space for some of this mining loot. So let's do that real quick. Chuck the string out temporarily. Take you, chop you down. Plop you down, and then we'll put all of the mining stuff into here. I know I'm gonna need the iron, and I'm not necessarily gonna need the zinc, because what I can use instead is I can use the iron, because the iron is gonna be much cheaper for us than the zinc is. But what I can do as well right now is I can eat melon slices as food. As opposed to having to worry about food right now. Which is great. I just need a little bit more andesite. So, should be okay. Silver ore, let's grab that. Grab all the tin we can. Amethyst. Grab the lead. Amber. We grab the gold, the cobble. Lead again. Heliodor. Every single one of these interesting sounding ores we need to mine because we need to acquire it anyway. So it's more important for us to mine it and get it than it is for us to like try and save our resources for certain things. Also, there's a reason why I'm trying to make sure that I keep the loot from these guys. That's because we're gonna need string in order to make a bed eventually. So I'm just trying to keep that in mind. I probably should also keep the cobble because we're gonna definitely need a furnace, which we have now. Great. We can smelt up the iron. Tuck that in there. We can also start eating a little bit more. And we can also break down the rest of that, just so we have that taken care of. So that now we can go through and phosphite again, gold again, osmium, copper, osmium, copper. We can mine most of this with the stone pickaxe, which is what I'm probably should be using for nearly everything, but I'm not because, well, I'm a little dumb, but also just because I don't necessarily think that it's worth going completely into that. But I am also going to be using 4 of our coal 4 torches because I want to keep everything relatively well lit. So 3, and then pop you there, and then I probably should work a little bit of an edge around most of this area so that we just don't. So we have a little bit of more of a margin because it's very helpful to have that margin. If possible, which of course it is, because you can just be careful, but being careful and making sure that you're careful are 2 very different things, and I want to make sure that I'm careful and be careful. I think that it's important, so that's what we're gonna do. Got that. Add the margin on this side, so we have it. Pop you there, perfect, and that should be good. We should be able to do now is chuck our tools there, grab most of this stuff. I don't know, I definitely think that 2 iron is enough. Wait, no, because I need 4. Wait, no, 2 is enough. Yep, I'm smart with it. Yup, Okay, I just need 1 more good thing of diorite or 2 more andesite. Okay, we got 1 more andesite. Just 1 more andesite, that's all I need. More amber ore, some more coal, cobble, iron ore. You love to see it, honestly. Every single one of these is so helpful for us that I'm just very, very happy how this is going. Then we get some more diorite, which we combine with cobble to get our andesite back. And now we just do this, and got our 4 andesite alloy, which is perfect. Now we can chuck most of the stuff back into here. We've got our 4 andesite alloy, which I think the main thing now that I need is just wood. No, shoot, I just wasted a coal. So we're okay. Perk and tool abilities. What? We need a millstone. So we need cogwheel, which means 8 buttons. Which is perfect because we can just simply do this. So we need 1 cogwheel. And then we need the large cogwheels, which are essentially just cogwheel, but bigger. So we get ourselves 4 buttons, and then we just spread them out. And we plop those guys down. We get ourselves our large cogwheels, which is perfect. Then we get ourselves 2 things of slabs. Probably get ourselves a 3rd thing of slabs because we're going to make 2 water wheels for increased power. And then we need ourselves a polished slate, which is just any stone. So let's just plop our cobble back in there. And I guess I didn't need all... Oh, wait, I needed shafts. I forgot about that, which is 2 of those guys. And now that I'm realizing that, I'm also seeing that I'm probably going to need some more large cogwheels. So I may need a little bit more andesite, which shouldn't be too big of a thing. Just be a little bit annoying. Gotta do a little bit more mining, but I may actually be able to shoot. I need... That's... yes. I'm a little bit stupid. I need more anyway, because, yep, of course. Decided to turn my brain off a little bit. You know, it's fine. We'll make it through, but I may have completely negated to remember that we needed 2 more for the millstone itself. Which is why I got exactly the amount that I needed, as opposed to a little bit more, which was probably a bad idea. But at least we learn. You know, learning is what life's about, so if you don't learn, it's tough, but if you learn, you're able to move on, you're able to succeed. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. Because otherwise life's hard. Oh. There we go. Perfect. The poison's gonna ruin us, but thankfully, we'll be able to just heat up a little bit, and then we can come back over here, chuck that stuff there. Morganite, we got some onyx, we got prosperity shards and furium essence, we got some sticks, we got some extra coal, which is great. You'll love to see it, honestly. Some more iron ore. Perfect. 2 pieces of diorite, which is kind of perfect because that's exactly what we needed right now. Because that gives us 2 more opportunities for andesite alloy, which means that we should have most of what we need. Because what I should be able to do is make ourselves the millstone. This is all so that we can breed stuff, by the way. I just want to make that very clear, that this has all been the journey for us to get seeds so that we can breed stuff. And also potentially get some lava, although I don't know necessarily lava. How easy is it going to be to get us some lava? Starlight light well, which is going to be making a light well, which is annoying. Lava. How do we get lava? Superheated mixer or a light well. Block conversion, we need a magmatic beam. So lava might be a ways away unless we get it from something. But, I mean, hey, it's, you know, that's all good. It's all good. So, we need to have our water wheels set up. So, what I probably should do... Just go out a couple, we go up, and go up some more, we go back, pop this down, go up a little more, and then what we can do is we plop our water wheels down, plop that down, we plop that down, and then we should be able to... So, that's going to go into a small, which is going to need to go into a larger one. Which is then going to rotate it and then translate into a smaller one. Which should then be able to activate and help us with our milling. So that's the plan. Of course, the execution is going to depend on whether we can get some more... andesite alloy, which is just going to be reliant on andesite right now. So, I mean, hey, it's going to be a little bit, but that's fine. What is the stats of Eliador versus I'm gonna need to do a stat check on like all of these different things, but I'm probably gonna save that for next episode, just because this has been a little bit of a longer little session. But let's at least get our milling stone set up first. So, need a little bit more andesite, which shouldn't be too big of a deal. A little more opal, which is great. You'll love to see it. Some more coal ores, andesite, perfect. We got one more andesite. I need... One could probably be enough, because I think you only need one andesite alloy for a thing. So... should be able to, right? Andesite alloy, and then I need 4 of buttons, and then 4 of guys, and then andesite alloy for the large cog wheel. So that's gonna go up, and then it needs to go down. And then translate that into faster spinning. Through this guy. Go down, and then that should translate into this guy spinning a little bit faster. No. Why? It's going small. Oh, it gotta go big to small. It go big, small, and then it go. Right. Okay. So if I do it like this, actually, it could be a little better. Perfect. Okay, so we grab it, we get the big. And then the big goes to... Wait, this cow's gonna get on my nerves, but it's fine. So that one goes to that one. Which then... Actually, this one needs to be... like this. Which then will go to this one. Which should go like that. Which is not right again, because yeah, okay. I just forgot how gear ratios work, because I don't know. There we go. I just turned off my brain for a second, I guess. So we go like that to that, which then goes to this guy. Okay. Which I can do vertically, because we only have one gear ratio. Because I do this to that, and then place that. And then that goes to that guy. Which then goes to that guy. There we go. Okay, well, that's fine. And then from there, I should be able to just chuck in, like, that. And then we get that, and that's going to be doing that thing to get us the seeds that we need. So we're getting wheat flour, and occasionally we should get seeds. So, I chuck all of it in there, and then we mine the ores. I don't know how good silver tools are in the whole scheme of things, but they probably are not awful. And also, I'm realizing we can get infinite cobble, so I may want to, next episode, set up a mob grinder. Probably a good idea, as well as I'm realizing that we're getting a lot more zinc stuff as I continue to mine. And also that this pickaxe is actually kind of atrociously bad, so let's just use the better pickaxe. But also, we can just grab, we have seeds now, which means we can start a farm. So let's put that on hold for a second. Let's grab ourselves, a stack and some cobble. Let's deposit most of our rarer stuff that we picked up back in here. You can leave the seeds and such in here as well. And you can also leave the cogwheels and shafts and stuff in here. I'm gonna keep the torches just because they're helpful. And let's go out a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, shoot. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Now we go all the way back. And then we've got a nice 2 long block of growth for these guys, which is great. And then the center will be right here. And what we'll do is we'll do a column build. So this one will be water column, or column, I guess. Row is probably a better term. But we'll do the water row. This will be perfect because we can also set up light right here. And also let's do the exterior should be cobble surrounded so that we have good nice pathway around the edges. Be a lot safer for us to walk around if we have just cobble out here. So let's do this. What we can also do is we can put the light on top of the middle so that more light will shine a wider space around. So if I do it like this, it should be good for the maximum efficiency of the materials we have. So if we go boop, 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 and okay, wrong area. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. Da 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 da. Just gotta get all the way back with cobble. Perfect, and then we go alternating 3, 4. That's and that, and then right here, perfect. And then now all this needs to get filled in by dirt, which I don't think we currently have enough right in our inventory right this second. This will need quite a bit, but then all this will be able to turn into farm. And I'll probably add a couple strips along the sides, specifically for melons and pumpkins. But I think that this is going to be the best way for us to set this up for now, so that we can grow as much as we possibly can. Oh, shoot. For us to grow as much as we possibly can at this current juncture within our gameplay. Because the main goal is getting to the end of the series, which is going to be probably somewhat of a challenge. I'm not going to say it's going to be nothing, but I don't think it's going to be too crazy difficult with essentially the progress that we've done in an hour. So, I mean, hey, if you guys think this is going to take a while, let me know. I also want to know your guys' opinions on if you think this is a good pack that you would like to see me continue to play. Because if not, then I can always stop. It's not something that I'm like fully committed to. I do think it's a little fun. We need to first start off by harvesting some wood, which thankfully I've been planting a bunch of trees because we needed a lot of wood for just continuing to build and stuff. I also got a bunch of cobble, as you can see. We got a bunch of gravel from that using the mills, because we can just use the mills to get free gravel infinitely by just chucking cobble in there. And we've got a bunch of grass. We've got the farm started over there. Started harvesting some of it, and essentially we'll just be able to go through with that to be sustainable for now. But the other things that we do want to do are actually in the quests, because we don't just want to build an encased fan and go that route for getting a bunch of iron. Apparently, there's an easier way. And what I mean by that is there's actually a very specific thing from at X Nihilo. What's it called? It's in here. The one block Ex Nihilo generator. So, from one block, we've got the placement blocks, we've got graves, we've got the maker, the remover, then we've got the generator. So we need that. We need Gaia's spirit for it, which is interesting because I don't know how we're gonna get Gaia's spirit right now, because that is a later game thing unless I break this, which is unfortunate. I may have to do it. So, oh, we get one for getting 4 iron, so we need 22 iron. We need an iron pickaxe, and we need a mana lens, which the mana lens... Is there a way to get that? What? Did we get a mana lens for something? Actually, it's looking like we are going to need to make the encased fan anyway, which is unfortunate because this is gonna be very interesting. We need a damaging mana lens, which we need a rune of wrath, which means that we need to either do an entire another quest to get that or something else, which is very interesting. But looks like we just need to go back to mining, and let's just claim all of the rewards real quick because we're definitely gonna get something that will be helpful. But again, we're gonna get a bunch of stuff that's just gonna fill up our inventory as well. So we just gotta make sure that we're keeping everything relatively where it needs to be. We got a botany pot, which I also got the materials for us to make a couple more botany pots, which was part of my goal for in between episodes. So what we're gonna do is we're going to just quickly make ourselves some flower pots, and then make ourselves those into hopping botany pots, because we want the hopping variety so that we don't have to do certain things. We're also going to place down most of these ores because they're not particularly useful just as they are. As you can see, I also got a couple more of the andesite alloy, which is quite nice. So we won't really have to worry a ton about that, which is great. And I don't know if you guys also saw, but I made an entirely new pickaxe. So, and a mattock, as well as a sword. So the katana, it's a katana. The mattock is just a mattock. It's like a hoe axe hybrid. Essentially, it's just more efficient than the hoe and the axe. Mostly the axe, because it doesn't seem to want to work on normal, like, dirt, like turning it into farmland, so it was a little difficult to get used to. But the reason why I have the pickaxe set up this way is because we have Imperial 2, which increases gem drops when mining. So when we're mining these things, we have a higher chance to get multiple of them from each individual one, which is great, because then potentially we can get better and better stuff from there. So we essentially just need to mine for a bit, and I should probably get sounds back on. Perfect. Okay, the game sounds seem to be back up. I don't know why they keep cutting out, but it just seems to be just an audio issue or how I'm setting this up. But, you know, it is what it is. Regardless, essentially what we need to be doing is working through different parts, and we need to actually start working on the one block and mining that, because we're not going to get a ton of progress unless we're mining that. The other thing that I wanted to do is I think we can combine that with a hopper. So I need a little more iron, but for now we're going to chuck you in there. And this is going to be where we're going to put the melon seeds, and pumpkin seeds is in the botany pots because it's just going to be a lot easier for us to get them like that. So let's get ourselves a couple more chests. Simple. We can get ourselves... The rich soil, is that going to... Uh-oh. Rich soil, is that going to be in the botany pots? Good. It's not actually that good. Interesting. What about in here? Dirt is minus 0.12 versus the rich soil is minus... Okay. So the rich soil is 1 second difference versus this, which is 5. So it's 5 times better than normal. Which means that to get rich soil, which we need organic compost for, we need rotten flesh, we need bone meal, or we need tree bark and bone meal. Tree bark is when we cutting board stuff with, I guess a mattock will work, a machete. Okay, so when we cut the bark off of stuff with a cutting board. Okay, is there a way for us to get straw? Okay, we can mill rice, so potentially having rice be another one of things that we end up taking care of. Okay, rice bales gives us the rice pan. These give us the rice. Rice is what you put into the botany pots to give us the rice panicle. So we gotta get the rice in there, which means that we need an additional botany pot, which means we need more iron still, which means we still need to go the encased fan route, which means we need to go through the tinkers. So tinker, we need to go through the normal route. Is there a new recipe for these things, or are they the same? Looks like they are perfectly the same, which is great, because it means that we can do this just like normal. The only issue being that we don't have a ton of sand. Is there a way to get renewable sand? There probably is, and it's probably by utilizing... By chuck gravel into mill, it gives flint. Okay, if I chuck it into crushing wheels, it gives sand. Is there a way to get sand some other method? Daisies, milling, sandstone. Okay. Other than that, a dungeon chest or a mechanism crusher, which a mechanism crusher is going to be the basic control circuits. We need steel, which means we need to get ourselves a good old-fashioned little bit of an energized smelter. And then in addition to that, we also are going to need a metallurgic infuser. So, for those things, I think we can work on those as well, but for now, I think that getting ourselves a cutting board is going to be very helpful. Get our cutting boards set up, and we can back out. I think this works. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go, perfect, and we get 9 more straw. I also have straw bales, means we have extra straw regardless. What else do I need for the organic is the real thing. Because ultimately I think that, okay, we need bone meal, which is just going to be, what, a composter? I don't, so organic compost, we need bone meal, which comes from centrifuge, cutting board on meats, or I forget how to make a compost. How do I forget how to make a compost? That's crazy. Just make sure we have all of those. Composter, compost. Okay, perfect. Sorry for bumping the mic. That probably sound. Sorry about that. Get all of you guys, and then we get you guys, and then we get our composter, which is great. Don't. So we need. I guess I can put excess seeds in here. We don't need a ton of extra seeds. Don't want to break that, so don't. Okay, we got bone meal, our first piece of bone meal. Just gotta make sure that we don't overdo a ton of stuff. Okay, we have 2 bone meal, which is how much we need for 1. I can use most of the resources that we already have, but what I should probably do... No, we're doing this before I set up any botany pots. I want to make sure that I do it right, so we're going to do it once we have all the stuff that we need in order to do it right. Also, shoot, that's a bummer. And I need to make sure that we're not losing the bone meal. Why do I keep letting the bone meal fly away? There we go. Perfect. Just get you, we get you guys, we get turn the cabbage into bone meal. For it to turn into that. Okay, cabbage is really good, I guess because of the biomass, but potatoes are really good. Potatoes and cabbage are really good at turning into, which is great, because it means that I worry a ton about that stuff. Wheat's still really good too, so we just gotta keep going like we have been. Get everything we need to. There we go, and we're at 13, which means that we need... Okay, so we have the dirt for it. What else do I need? I need the tree bark. So what we can do is, offhand, we just bark like this continuously, because I mean, we're gonna just turn all of this into normal wood anyway, so there's no reason to not take the bark off. We just do this the entire time, and then yes, we can just chuck that in there. Now we've got a bunch of wood. Oh no. Also turn it into organic compost, and then plop it up, one in the water, one on top of it, one to the side, and one like that. Is sped up by sunlight, adjacent water, adjacent activators are more compost, rich soil, mushroom. Okay. But essentially this will compost, and then we can take care of that. I do think, though, that getting the rice set up first is going to be the most efficient for us right now. So I do think that getting that set up first is going to be what I'm going to do right now. Let's just do that. Not worry about it. Get ourselves the rice set up. This will fill up with rice eventually. I mean, hopefully. Probably should place chests like that. This one should be placed like that, just so that we get extra space for everything to store. And now it's time to mine. So we are at Hardened Stone, which is from Silent Gems 3, which potentially could be a good resource. Okay, it does drop, which is interesting. So, comparatively, it is a obsidian level chipping synergistic with incredibly high durability. So potentially we could combine that with a gold and something else in order to make something very cool. I don't fully know exactly what of Silent Gems things are the most efficient or best ways of doing certain things. But what I do know is that this is pretty cool. So I need to make sure that I'm gathering certain materials, like the granites and other stuff. I also want to make sure that this stuff is properly, safely stored, so coal is going to go in there from now on. And then the rubies and garnets and everything else are going to go in here. Hardened stone will keep. What other stones do I actually need in underground? I need to get diorite as well, which... Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, we got the full classic set of gems now, I guess. And chaos crystals, which I don't know exactly what those are going to do, but that's quite nice. I know I still do need a better... a better shovel, but that's not the biggest of my concerns right now. I really want to make sure that we're going to fully, like, just take care of most of what we need. But most of that's going to require us to get a bunch of iron, so sure that everything's in the right spaces, and we're able to actually properly go through everything. Okay, I mean, we're getting a good amount of everything that we need, so I'm happy with it. Probably should start making the repairing kits, although I don't necessarily know how efficient that is going to be for us right now, but I mean, it's kind of worth it if we really want to be as efficient as possible. Getting a repair kit here would be big. I don't fully know what port is going to be useful for, but I do know that it's going to be rather useful, so we should probably make sure that I have a good handle on where it is, because we're gonna need not a considerable amount of it, because I do think I know that I knew what it was used for at some point. That's all that I really know. I just know that it was useful at some point for Silent Gear stuff, but I don't remember exactly what for. I think it was for like just an add-on bonus thing. I mean, who really cares, honestly? This is quite interesting. We're just kind of vibing with it, chilling, going down, just getting a bunch of the ores that we need, which is great. I do wish there was a little more iron and a little less of all of the different silent gem ores, just because, I mean, we need iron, but I'm not really... It's not too big of a deal that I'm going to, like, complain about it, because honestly, getting all these cool gems is going to be really helpful for making good tools that are consistent and last for a while, so not unhappy in the slightest. Just a little bit interesting. There we go. Extra rubies, extra inferium. Just getting a bunch of extra materials. It's perfect. Although, one thing that I probably should be doing is gotta grab all of the gravel from you guys, and I gotta refill them up. So, we get even more gravel, because it is going to be useful for us in the future to get iron and other stuff. And I know this because it just makes sense. It just makes sense. I don't fully know why. I just know that if we use the fan with water and we put it on a bunch of different crushed stuff, like the crushed ores, it gives us even higher rates of stuff, which is what we need in order for us to go through this process in a efficient manner. But right now it's not gonna go too crazy, so we can take it a little bit slow. The main issue is that I need a bunch of iron for the quests. I guess isn't too big of a deal. It's just like, I don't even grab all of you guys. Thankfully the compost stuff is going rather quickly, so I don't have to worry a ton about that. Getting extra gravel, extra coal, fun. Grass, interesting. I mean, cool, silverfish, monster hunter. We got monster hunter. That's, you know, that's a big achievement. Now we're just getting another silverfish. Interesting. Okay. I mean, that's cool. It's cool and all. I just don't really have too big of a, like, care about what ends up spawning. I'm mostly just looking... Stone, like, didn't know those guys could spawn. Interesting. You know that I just need so much iron. And at this point, I probably should actually be working on the tinker stuff, because I do think that that's going to be more efficient than us just mining through more of this. So I think we're going to do that. Let's just do it. Honestly, screw it. I'm not going to care too much anymore. We're at 4 rice pan. Great, because it means that we'll get to make even more of the stuff. But regardless. Okay, so if we have 16, I have 11 sand, 13 sand. So that means that we do not have nearly enough to get a ton of grout. But as of right now, there's no real way for us to get infinite levels of sand. So for now, this is just how it's gonna have to go. Which is fine, it's just a little unfortunate that it has to be this way. But what I do think we can do in addition to it is we can... That's good. The rich soil is growing. We could harvest, we could do a harvest, which is probably the best bet for right this second, while we're waiting for the sun to come back up. And then we can work on and look through the quests and stuff that we actually need to do. Because I do think that looking through them is going to give us a little bit more clarity than we have right this second for what we need to be focusing on and working towards. Because I do want to make sure that we're not going like too far in one direction that doesn't really matter. So let's look at the quests. So we've got getting started, we got flatland, which is not much we can really do here. Farming begins, we get beetroot seeds, normal seeds, we get an extra botany pot, which is great. Then in farmland we need beetroots, we need onions, potatoes, wheat, bamboo. Most of this stuff I don't know exactly how we're going to get it, but wait, we get mystical white petals and then we get the pure daisy to purify stuff. Wait, we just do that already. That's actually crazy. Because the petal apothecary, it gives us... That's why it's telling us to go through the... Okay. Okay, gotcha. So, what we can do is... Because these are all petal blocks, we can use that coupled with a bunch of just cobblestone stuff in order to get ourselves a petal apothecary. Which is great, because then we can start working on Botania stuff that I thought was going to take us a lot longer. Which is why I was saying, oh, well, that's not going to be a thing that we're going to have to deal with. Wait, where did... I just used one of the white petals, didn't I? That's great. Yup. Wow. Okay, how am I going to get those? I need white petal blocks. Don't have those. Great. I may have screwed up a little bit. So, I don't know if we have to reset off that, but that's a bummer, honestly. That's real annoying. Is there a way to get back to a certain place? So, we've got the OB analyzer. At one block. Okay, so, block catalyst, X nano generator, OB maker, OB remover. Okay. One block placement block, the generator. Gaia Spirit and Mana Lens is the issue. The Mana Lens is the bigger issue. So we need Mana Steel for that, which is dungeon chest stuff, or Arc Furnace Recycling, which I'm gonna ever really want to make. Wait, we can get Floral Fertilizer, can't we? Yeah, we can. Because all we need for that is dye, and we can get dye from beetroot. Can't we? I think we can, and we can get infinite beetroot from farmland. So, oh, we got dirt seeds as well, which is great. Excuse me. Geez. Okay, we need beetroot. And then extra beetroot seeds. So, I guess we just start farming some beetroot. I mean, no reason not to, really. But that's a little bit of a bummer. Yeah, I mean, I've made those kinds of mistakes before, but dang, that was smart of me. Regardless, I know I'm gonna need stacks of most of those different plants, so I guess we'll compost the seeds. Just because it's easier for us to compost the seeds than it is for us to compost everything. Because, I mean, we need a full stack of each of them, so probably the most effective way for us to do this. And then, yeah, I mean, if the grout is seared bricking, then shoot, we need more sand. So I need sand anyway. Because I need glass for the melter. So I was being dumb anyway. Oh, I need the crusher again. So I need to go through the full mechanism. Which is going to be osmium. We need... How many osmium? So we need 1 osmium for that. We need 2 osmium for that. So 3 osmium, 4 osmium, 5, 6, 7 osmium. So we'll do a full 8 smelts. Smelt 8 of them. Just so we get 1 full charcoal worth of stuff. I can also make the seared heater real quick right now. And the reason why I'm doing this, by the way, is to get the plates in order to make the propeller for the fan. Because you can either cast them or you can press them. Which I guess I could just make a press, but I think we need to do tinker stuff anyways. And I also just want an excuse to do tinker stuff, so that's what I'm gonna do. Shoot, we won't have power. So there's actually no real reason for us to do. You know what? I'm smart with that. Yeah, wow, okay. Let's just chuck that in here, why don't we? And we can make, what does a mechanical press cost? 2 small cogwheels, andesite casing. So, probably should take the andesite and the other stuff for gate and put it in. So we need 3, and then we got the nuggets, we got the iron nuggets. Okay. So, 1, then we need 2 of you, and then I need a block of iron. So, that's gonna be 9 of our iron, which is tough right now, but that's fine. It's how much it needs, so I'm not gonna really complain about that. I also am gonna grab the rich soil because thankfully it is all complete. So, what we can do now, got our 6 rich soil, and we could, in theory, do that and take care of it that way. But instead, I think that what we're gonna do is just kind of chill for now. Wait a second for our iron to properly go. And I should probably make the andesite casing, I guess. So we need logs and wood, which is not too hard. So that real quick. I only need 1 of the andesite casings for it right now, so we'll do that. And I mean, hey, it's not very difficult to make, thankfully. I don't know why I hesitated so much, but at least what I can do is I can use a large cogwheel into a smaller cogwheel. That's going to be too low, I think. Nope, it's going to be perfect because it's right above. Yeah, so this guy's spinning faster, which is great. And it's going to be perfect for us, because now what we can do is we can take that, we turn it into a block of iron. Then we take it, we turn it into a mechanical press, we plop that down, and then now we just need more iron, because we need a fan propeller, which is 4 iron plates. So I need 4 more of our iron to be turned into that, and then I need my andesite alloy. And for the fan, I'm going to need a cogwheel, 2 of the smaller ones, and an andesite casing. It's not too bad. Then I'm gonna need a bucket of water and also potentially some more of the other stuff, but it should be fine, right? So, if I chuck all of them down, how many will it press at once? Will it do all of them? Nope, it does 1 at a time. Okay. Press goes, boink. Wait. Did it just... Okay, it did all 3, but it looked like there was an extra one. I was very confused of whether we got 3 for 4 or 4 for 3 or whatever happened. But thankfully, we get our propeller and then our encased fan. And the faster that the stuff spins, the better. So ideally, we want another smaller... But if I plop this guy back... I can't. Okay. If I plop you here... And then we turn it like so. And then I put a... Okay, we can break that torch and plop it back there. I need a fan. I need another fan. Which is not too bad. And what I'll also do is I'll make a little platform back here. And I can always add more water wheels if need be. But, so, then have the cog there, the fan here. I'll need to adjust whether it's blowing or pushing. Or whether it's blowing or sucking. Blowing or pushing, that's both the same thing, right? Okay, we need another couple of the alloy. The issue is I need... Okay, let's just mine a bit, just so that we can hopefully get all the stone that we need. Because otherwise it's going to take a lot longer for us to get the amount of andesite and everything that we need. So let's just mine for a bit, see what happens, see if we get anything great. If we do, if we don't, it's fine. It doesn't matter. We just need to get 16 of each of the different diorite and andesite and other stuff, so thankfully it doesn't seem like they're too rare. It just seems like they're a little bit rare compared to ores, which is surprising because usually when you go underground there's more stone there than there is ores, but I mean, fair enough. Let's make sure that we're depositing stuff so we don't end up like losing anything. I'm very concerned about potentially losing some of the good materials, like the gems, which potentially I could just clear up my inventory and it'd be easier, but I mean, this is fine. Let's just do this. So we get a bunch more of the materials, and then we'll be able to continue along as normal, just mining away. We're at 11, 13, and 9. So once we hit the 16 in andesite, which is probably going to happen first because it looks like andesite's the most common, then we'll be able to go through and take care of that as it should be. I do think, though, that we can get different resources from different encased fan things, like different products for different things that do actually matter. And what I mean by that is, like, I think sand gives gold, whereas gravel gives iron, which is cool. Although gold is not, like, super important to us right now. It's impactful to a sense that it's worth optimizing it in a way that we can get a little bit more. Because I do think it's useful for some later game, like build stuff. But I'm not 100% certain, so like don't hold me to it. It might be though. It usually is. With these kinds of things, it's just kind of vibing. We're just chilling, absolutely relaxing with it, going through. If you guys want to see me stream this, let me know, and I might start. I'm just very interested right now in recording and getting... Ooh, we got to Overworld. Okay. Let's deposit most of our stuff. So we can get everything... I mean, I'll read through the page, because it's probably going to be more explanatory than I will be to just read through the quest page for the Overworld. So, Overworld. Rebuilding the world, building gadgets, we got that. Oh, I mean, there's nothing, and apparently there's just nothing here, so that's fine. Screw it, I guess. There's just no real reason for us to have to worry. But At least there's sand, which is nice. No, 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 no. Thankfully. Okay, so we've got a llama and we've got a donkey. I don't think they can interbreed. It'd be very interesting if they could, but I do not think that that's a current possibility. So right now we just need to keep mining, keep going at it. We got another thing of water, which I don't necessarily think is okay. That's fine. Blue ice is fine. More of the corundium, for the terracotta, the red sand, another dirt chest, void stone. We got a cow. Okay. I'm gonna need a lot more chests to go through just storing all of the random materials that we're gonna get, but I mean, hey, at least we got a cow now, so if we get one more cow, we'll be able to breed stuff. I wanted the witch's loot, I just didn't want the animals behind me to be passing away, so it's more worth... Shoot, I could have used that mycelium. I think I can make a silk touch thing. Which, you know, we probably should do if we're going to. So, let's chuck most of this stuff into here. Grab most of that, we can chuck the extra random stuff in there. Stuff goes there. And it's agate, isn't it? Silky. So if we add silk touch to harvest tools. So if I make a... So silky... hardened stone, and then we add is it phospholite or imperial? No, it's gonna be phospholite adds the big brittle, but it's fine. Because the whole point of this is to make a pickaxe that is not going to have to be super worrisome. We can also get like 4 tool rod is 2 sticks for tool rods. Okay, cool. Rough rod, crude, durability, rarity. Okay, interesting. What about if I do it this way? It's just it's just better. What? That's so weird. So if I make sticks like normal, they're bad. Holy, that's a lot of phantoms. Okay, we got our first phantom. We got a soul gem. Water and earth. Okay, interesting. What do I use it for? Soul urn? Strange. Okay, interesting. I don't know if I should be interested or not. I don't know, I'm very concerned about the amount of phantoms up in the sky right now. It's a little bit much. Probably should chuck those in. Probably should chuck that in. Well, then what we can do is we can chuck that in there. We got our silk touch to that. So we got our silk touch enabled, which is great because now we don't have to worry about it too. The issue is just how many phantoms. What the? Okay, there's one coming down. They're just waiting for me to put myself in a vulnerable position. Like, I don't know what I can realistically do about them. Because, like, I mean, I guess I could make a bow, but I just couldn't make arrows. There's just no reason, like, leave me alone, please. I mean, I guess we can potentially farm stuff from them. I just don't know what is worth getting phantoms right now, because phantom membrane, I mean, I don't think we're getting an elytra anytime soon. Just like potentially I don't really see that as something that is coming, you know, like within the first couple episodes of this. Maybe I'm wrong, who knows, but like, come on now. What? So running slightly out of food, so... Okay, that's... Okay, we've got a stack of potatoes now. Got that. The phantoms are gonna start to burn soon, which is great. That's our singular llama, so let's just try and get you back onto. Okay. Just gotta watch out, because there's so many phantoms. Okay, we got the beetroots, we got extra beetroot seeds, which means we're starting to get dyes, which is great. I do also need a stack of beetroots, so that's a thing I gotta make sure that I'm keeping my mind prepared for. Also, what I think I'm gonna do, because we still do not have the stuff that more andesite alloy, is I'm going to do that to get 16 andesite, so then I can use it to make andesite alloy, so I don't have to worry about it. Day 9, cool. Okay, 4 more andesite alloy. Great, because we did 1. Chuck the andesite in there. Got that, and now I need 8 buttons because we need the small... Wait, was it the small cogwheels that I need? Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, so. Is this blowing or sucking? Sucking. Okay. Okay, so we need to reverse that, which thankfully is really easy because these mini cogwheels are great. So now it's blowing, which is perfect, because what we'll be able to do is using... How do I make trapdoors again? It's that, right? Yep, it is. Okay, that's what I remembered. So... that's... use trapdoors, and... then we also use... it... That doesn't work anymore, I don't think. But I could just make... Yeah, I'll just make another set of trapdoors. Why not? Because there was a time when you could utilize just... Ah, well, it doesn't matter. It's fine. So we've got that. We've got the wacky washy. And now we get ourselves some good old-fashioned... I gotta... Okay, you guys are really wanting to get in my way. Holy... Okay, there we go. Now we get ourselves some good old-fashioned washing. We'll turn this into dough, hopefully. And what we can also do is get a bunch of iron now. So let's just plop that down, tuck that in there, tuck that in there. Over here we can grab the stacks of gravel out of here. Those guys, and also just chuck in a couple more. So we can get infinite cobble through just sifting through dirt like this, which is great, because it means that we can just get infinite cobble, which is perfect. The thing that we're doing right now, though, is getting ores and everything else that we need for free. So, got that. I need to re-pick up one of these guys, actually, so we can get that quest accomplished. Because now we need crushed iron ore. But if I walk over here, we'll get a bunch of iron nuggets, which is great, because it's just free iron. I'm gonna add the flint over here too. We can hook up the dough, and now we don't need to eat our melon slices, so those can get turned into seeds. We've got this already, which means that we can start just composting the living daylights out of our good old-fashioned fun potatoes, which is great, because it means that we don't have to worry about carrying and holding on to potatoes anymore. Honestly, I'm happy that we're at the point in the game that we are, because it's kind of fun. We're just kind of chilling, going through the motions. I do think we can... Oh, beetroot can't be more beetroot seeds, but okay, that makes sense, it's fair. So now what we need to do is we're going to take our iron ore. We're going to take the gravel out as well as the cobble. We are going to crush all of that iron ore and turn it into crushed iron ore. We're going to do the same with, I think, lead works too. Yep. Do it with lead. Don't know if osmium works. It does. Okay. Copper I know works because it's from Create. Gold works too, which is great. So we can also utilize tin works. Okay. Silver probably works. Yep. Silver works. Yellowite works. Dang, yellowite turns into uranium. I guess is fair. Uranium turns into uranium as well, which is great. So all of our ores will just turn into the crushed ore variants, which is great because we can just do that for a bit. And I still need the floral fertilizer, which means I need extra dye. So for the most part, I mean, hey, it's not the end of the world. We're doing fairly good. Happy about it. I do think that poisonous potato we can use in the composter, which is great. And really have a need for pumpkins, so I think we'll compost the pumpkins too. Perfect. And okay, let's see what else we can really do in the quests. So we need that. We need the diorite, which is just nether quartz and stuff. Yep. Nether quartz is of course nether quartz stuff for washing soul sand, which is interesting. Granite is nether quartz and diorite, so I mean, hey, this is the main thing that's going to be a little bit of an annoyance, which thankfully it doesn't look like we'll have to deal with a ton of, but you think that removing everything from that guy is going to be helpful? Because then we can get to working through our great reserves of copper, and then I'm going to start doing smaller materials. This one. So, okay, it looks like that's all washed, which is great, because now what we can do is we can just casually combine all of that into iron ingots, which is great, because now we have 13 iron ingots. We can submit that guy. We can also turn that into a block of iron and submit one of them, because we also need to submit the mana lens, which means that we need mana stuff for mana steel, which is great because we need mana infusion. So we need a mana pool, which the living rock stuff, but we also need the flowers for it. We also need the rune of wrath, which means that we need altar as well as rune of earth and water, which means water and earth again, and also, yeah, snow and a cake, which is great because that's a lot of stuff for us to take care of. But what? You know, interesting pumpkin placement, I guess. Fair enough. I need to breed more animals, which is one of the issues that I'm facing right now, is that we need to breed animals. But there's not enough animals spawning for us to be able to breed, and they also keep running off the edges. Because no matter what I do, they don't want to stay on the island, which is fine. It's just a little annoying, but I'm trying to achieve getting 2 of certain animals so that I can breed them, so that I can get that quest completed. Because that's the current issue that I'm facing. But we can get our carrot stack, which is great. Get ourselves some extra fun little composting doohickeys, otherwise known as fun little pieces of bone meal. Which is great, because, I mean, we need plenty of bone meal. But 17. And we can put the stone knife back there. We can also put the cogwheels back there. I want to keep everything relatively concise because I don't think we can go crazy when it comes to... I don't think we can go too crazy when it comes to certain things yet. And by that I mostly mean just, like, storage. I don't think there's a storage network system thing that we can go to yet, but... I mean, I could be wrong. No, we need to make a stone sword, so let's just do that. Why don't we? Holy, that almost flung me off of the thing when I was trying to open up a chest. That would have been annoying. Okay, we got a stone sword. Now I need an iron level sword. Is that not an iron level sword? It's a tier 3 sword, so... No, I don't think it is. Okay, interesting. I mean, other than the fact that it's also a katana and not a sword, but... I mean, that shouldn't be too big of a deal, right? I forget how big the, like, hitboxes of some of these mobs are, because they're actually massive. Fair enough, I guess. Chuck the nuggets into here. Copper we'll keep in there as well. Iron we can store in there. I mean, it's mostly just going to be about getting it fully taken care of, because it's going to take a while. But I do think that grabbing our thread, and then I'm just going to offhand it, and I think that's going to be the end of this episode. I mean, it's been a good, 55 minutes. We've got the one block. Of course, we're in the overworld section right now, and for some reason, another thing has happened where we don't have game audio, so I'm gonna need to fix that real quick. But then we have a couple other things we need to go through, because I've done some things in the meantime. So we'll go through that in one moment. Perfect. Okay, I think that sounds are back. Let's test it out real quick. It does seem to be the case. I'm sorry, Turtle. Unfortunately, you don't have any friends. But what we're going to do right now is we are going to start off by crafting ourselves a prosperity seed base, because we have everything that we need in order to get water seeds. And those are what we need to get a ton of extra clay and other stuff that we can use in the future. So what we're going to do is, I should probably grab some torches, because we're going to need them. So let's grab 4 things of torches, I guess. Where did I put sticks? Sticks are in here. Yep. Okay, we're going to just plop those in there. By the way, people seem to more enjoy the unedited style of videos, so that's more of what I'm going to be doing from now on. If you are one of the people that very much was enjoying the edited ones, then let me know so that I can know who wants what, so that I can just work on producing more of what people want, because I don't have a ton of time right now, and so my efforts need to be very well spent. Anyway, we get our 8 infusion pedestals and our infusion altar. By the way, the only way to get wool was to get a shepherd, level them up, and get the blue wool that they give from that. So that was pretty much the only way I could find that we could consistently get the amount that we needed, which was interesting, because for this you need, I mean, a significant amount of wool at least to get started, which is it's not awful, because I mean, it's a renewable thing now that we have it, so we can get any wool. We also have a bed, which means we can sleep through the night to make it daytime, which is very helpful, is then we don't have to worry about mob spawning and other stuff. But I am also going to need a button, so I do think that I have stone in here. Yep. Plop that on there, and we're going to get ourselves a button, and we're going to pop the prosperity seed base on there, a bunch of inferium essence, some water agglomeratio, and we are going to combine them into, okay, it's day 24, so we're almost day 25, which is nice. We have our water seeds, which are going to produce the water essence, which we need these, and I'm going to be replacing this piece of rice with it, because I'm going to be utilizing the water seeds to get us more clay, which we are then going to be utilizing to get much more of the botany pots, because the current limiting factor for the botany pots right this second is actually just the fact that we don't have enough clay for the terracotta that we need. And so once we get that, then we'll be able to take care of it. I should also start... Wait, I can use the knife even when it's broken. Wait, that's just dope now. What? We can just keep using it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care if it's broken or not. We just keep going until... I mean, dang. Okay, that's a tech. Let's just, let's get all of our rice taken care of. We can craft up some more of the organic compost. I need to make a water pool for the composting process, because having that'll be much more efficient than we're currently going right now. And then we'll be able to take care of all of that, which is great. So let's plop that guy back there. The rice we can trade to this farmer over here that we've captured. So we get a bunch of the rice into emeralds from you. Get our bread back there. And also harvest a bunch of our wheat in order to trade it to him as well. Of course, we're still trying to get different mobs to spawn so that we can breed them. I think currently the issue with that is that we just don't have a bunch of the proper resources that we would need to breed certain things. I do think we can breed the ocelot. I do think that this will work. We just need our cod. So if I come over here, I tap you, and then I come all the way over here, and I tap you. Will they breed if they get close enough together? Is the real question. I made a fishing rod, and that's how I got those. Holy, that was a little bit of lag. But the reason why I did it that way is just because I needed a couple extra materials, and I wanted to see if we could actually use all of it in a helpful way. We can also use emeralds, because emeralds are actually quite a good material, especially for a renewable thing. So what we can do is we can combine phospholite and emerald to add a bunch of synergistic to things to make them go kind of interesting with a synergy bonus. Regardless, we also got our repair kit, and the main thing that I'm really going to be wanting to do here right this second, I think, is so, to get more clay, clay is in here. To get more clay, we need water and dirt essence. I know that I can get dirt seeds, so we're going to claim all these guys. I've got most of the farming stuff, and I mean, most of it's in here, but the growth accelerator's in there. The different ores, these guys are all just mined ores, so we'll keep those. The dirt seeds can go in this other botany pot, just so that we can start acquiring all of the materials that we actually need for the clay, and the reason for this is just so we can get more and more botany pots. Dirt seeds, we need to put it on the farmland. Why does the water seeds not need the... Okay, interesting. Very perplexing. So, if I take dirt and I combine it with my hoe in the inventory, we have farmland. Then if I do this, we take Inferium, we combine it, we get an Inferium farmland, and then we should be able to start growing the dirt seeds, which is great. We've got that now. The rice we can take out, we'll leave that in here. We can sell a little bit more rice, just so that we can get what we need to. 1 per, which is great, because it's a 1-to-1 ratio, which is absurd. And I guess we can put the rich soil back in there. We can start going through the ores. Actually, we'll save the ores for the end. And the crushed iron ore we will save for the end as well. Don't know if I left anything in here. Okay, I did. So we've got a little bit more iron ore. Now let's mine up some stuff and just take care of it, because, I mean, we're gonna need plenty of other stuff. I think I mode thumbnails. So I don't know why I have a habit of just putting myself into peaceful mode for thumbnails, even though there's like nothing I need to worry about. In fact, enemies would be helpful right now. Ooh, I also need to make sure that I am grabbing the podzol with the special pickaxe, because this one has silk touch, and we want to make sure that we're silk touching everything that needs to be silk touched, so that we can get exactly what we want. Also, thankfully they dropped some quite nice stuff. That one dropped a bottle, which is great. So got a little bit of onyx, some more osmium. Also got a couple more corundum. The corundum's quite nice, because it's going to help us a lot in the future. A little bit more amethyst, but I'll put the bottle in that one, and we can just keep going. The main issue right now is that I just don't want to push anyone off the edge, but I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. Shoot, I keep forgetting that whenever there's blue ice, I need to make sure that I'm mining it with the proper thing. Oh, there's a Vindicator now. Thankfully, they're still stupid, but dang. This is gonna be a little bit obnoxious, not gonna lie. Thankfully, his pathing seems to be quite poor, so just can't hit him too much. The horse is actually gonna get me killed here. Or the donkey, rather. Of course, it would be a donkey. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. We got ourselves random stuff in there from being dropped. Chuck our obituary off. Grab that stuff, and I probably should make armor. I'm not going to, though, because I don't want to use... Wait, is there emerald armor? If there's emerald stuff, then I will. Doesn't look like there is, so we're just gonna not for now. And let's just go back to grabbing all of these fun-loving ores. I do think that if I really wanted to, I mean, I can... We'll test it out. If I grab the tool rod and the pickaxe blueprint, if I try and make a phospholite emerald rod, does that work? No. Okay. What does it need for the rod? It needs sticks, treated sticks, netherwood sticks. So, netherwood sticks is netherwood planks, which is from netherwood, which means that I would need to go to the nether. I would assume, based on the fact that it's called netherwood. So, other than the oak wood stuff, we can do that. From there, we go phospholite, emerald. Aquamarine has aquatic, but we don't need that. Onyx has eroded and chaotic, which eroded increases as it's damaged and generates chaos. Gear sometimes takes extra damage. The issue is we need malleable with that. Malleable and soft. So if we soft-hearted, synergistic, brittle. The issue is we need something that's crazy malleable and isn't going to, like, go crazy. Wait. This is just... Yellorium is just genuinely good. What? Okay. We got 2 diamonds as well, which gives brittle and lustrous. The other thing is we could make ruby because it increases gem drops, or I could try and... Ooh. Wait, sapphire and ruby are... Ruby is slightly better. Sapphire's better armor, though. Interesting. Emerald has armor stuff as well, so I would need to make the... Okay. Silent gear armor stuff, which we need to make anyway, but... With that, what's tanzanite? Rustic, brittle, adamant. critical, brittle, eroded. Alright, what about chipping, lucky? Alright, these, yeah, the agate. Okay, amethyst is nice. The issue is I'm trying to find something that's not going to, like, take a bunch of damage. I mean, we can try with the current set, so... pretty decent. Yeah, we get 100% repair efficiency, we get the synergistic 3. If I instead, what does it end up with? Just brittle 2, cancels with malleable. Okay. It's a harvest level 3 with a harvest speed of 11.9. The difference is we don't have the Imperial. This one also has synergistic 3. So, I mean, the difference is just in the harvest level, I guess. But I don't know if that's worth it. I don't think it is at this current juncture. What I do want to do is if I... Okay, template boards, we need to knife with wood, right? Logs. Okay, so I need more logs. I should probably get a botany pot specifically for trees. What? Okay, so if I were to put oak saplings into a botany pot, what would it do? What would be the most effective soil? Prudentium grass? Farmland? Rich soil farmland? Okay. We got all the negatives. Wait, so if I do this, and I take the rich soil, and I put that in there, and I do that, how do I get rich soil farmland? Do I need to, like, craft it with something? No, quarry bee. Okay, let's just look through it again. So, we got the dirts. Rich soil farmland. Enchanted soil, bloody Nile, underslime grass. How does just grass do with a tree? So with a tree, it just adds 8 seconds. What about mycelium? Mycelium do anything nice? Trees plus 8 seconds again? Okay. How do I get rich soil farmland? Wait, I'm actually dumb. So I just do this, and then I hoe it, and then I harvest. Wait. No? Okay. Do I need to do something completely different? Probably. What about if I grab you, got the botany pot, if I plop that down, then I till. I can't till it when it's in there. Then how am I supposed to get rich soil farmland? Okay, it doesn't say. Well, that's great. We should probably make a mob farm, and what I'm also going to do is we're going to plop our cactus in there, and we're going to start growing ourselves good old-fashioned oak saplings, because that's what we need. We also got to make template board. I should probably keep the red sand, because sand is useful. And got to make sure that I grab the repair kit, because we're definitely going to need to repair it for that. Which is great, because now we gotta chop down our good old-fashioned tree. Big tree boy. Come on now. Oh, we got a little ladder. Perfect. I cannot see. We should probably get some sleep. Let's sleep real quick, and then we'll be able to go and take care of other stuff. I should probably also turn the brightness up. This looks kind of cool, so I might leave it. But we're at day 25, so that's cool. Let's just template board some stuff. I probably should have scraped off the extra stuff first, but it is what it is. Not what I'm trying to do, but thank you for putting your bread onto my cutting board. Wait, can I slice bread? No, it doesn't seem cuttable. How is bread not cuttable? They gotta make sliced bread in here. I don't know, like, what is wrong with these people, but not having sliced bread's crazy. Also, let's turn the brightness up. Now, let's just go up and try and actually fully harvest this tree, just so that we don't have to worry about anything too crazy. Up here, we can just take care of the entire thing, and then we're fully done. And we shouldn't need to grow a ton of trees anymore, although it is probably the most efficient. Actually, this is the most efficient way to do it, because we're not having to do anything to actually get the trees or whatever, so we'll just keep doing it that way. But we also got the extra wood, extra sticks, and now what we'll be able to do, hopefully, is make ourselves a good old-fashioned set of templates. I don't think I can make... Wait, I could probably make the blue paper. I just need... Wait, I don't have... Okay. That's why we needed... Shoot. That was what I got so annoyed about, because there was a bunch of wandering traders that spawned, and none of them had anything, which was really unfortunate, because I wanted to get new saplings and stuff from them, but they didn't give us anything, so that was rough. But we also got an extra set of water seeds, some water and dirt essence, so we can start with our journey getting a bunch of clay, right? Hooray! Okay, so we've got a ton of clay now. So, we need 10. We need 6. So, 12 to 10 blocks. So, get ourselves 16 blocks. And 4 more, so that's 20. From there, then we need 10 more. And then 10, we need an additional 10 in order for this to be perfect, but we can make 3 more right this second by just smelting those guys up, which is great because then we have that mostly taken care of, which is perfect. So now I don't have to worry too much about that. Also, pumpkin, definitely pumpkin goes over here. We're getting pumpkins and melons as well, which we can also trade the melons to the farmer, which is great because it just means we're getting extra emeralds. And it is looking like I'm going to build a set of stuff out of emerald as opposed to anything else. So that's exactly what we'll do. I also am realizing that most of... Hey! Dang it, the bee's going to die now. That's sad. I probably should start making the bee stuff be working properly, but I know I haven't, which is really obnoxious, so I'm sorry about that. We gotta make sure to harvest those guys. Ooh, another villager. Villagers are great. Villagers are great. We need a Fletcher. Actually, we don't need a Fletcher, because I don't need arrows for anything. What kind of villager do we actually need? I don't need anything right this second. So is there a way you can breed horses? Does apples still work? Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing, but apparently we just got ourselves a donkey. That's cool. Nope. 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 Come on. Come on. I don't know if I need 2 of them. Stop trying to throw me off. It's okay. I'm just trying to get you guys... I'm trying to either get you guys away, or so that I don't have to worry about you guys. Just please, stop trying to fight against me. Just become a friend. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Just chill. We're chilling. Okay, fine. Whatever. I don't care anymore. Gotta grab ourselves all the different materials. Hey! I guess I hit them because they were in the way. Which is lame because I didn't really think that they were a problem. Also could have bred them, which would have been great. So I feel very happy about that. Yay. Do I have bones? I don't think I have bones. I'm trying to access my storage. Can you get out of my way, you stupid donkey? Okay. These donkeys are... They might have to go. What is Podzol in here with... the flower? Okay, well, it looks like Podzol isn't too great either. Also, it looks like I can't breed donkeys, so... I don't care anymore. Goodbye. Don't think I have bones. I don't think I have anything that I could really use to tame dog. That's rough. That's fine. Whatever. Anyway, let's just grab as much as we can. Blue ice I definitely think we'll need in the nether, so... Unless there's no nether structures whatsoever, because if there aren't, then there's no point, but it'd be interesting to find out, and it'll be very interesting once we get to see that. Horses have no use. I keep breaking whenever there's, like... just normal ice. I keep breaking it because I just keep not observing that it's ice, and I feel so stupid whenever I do it. Okay, let's just deposit all of the proper stuff into the proper chests. It's not too hard. I don't need to overthink it. I don't need to make it too big of a deal. Just the right things in the right chests. There we go. Okay, so for armor, I do want to grab the leather, because I do think that leather is helpful for that. So, what do we need for the helmet, chestplate, leggings? So, we use 5 materials. Okay. And that gives us helmet plates, which... we can also craft, where is it? Blowstring lining. Lining template. String and wool, which, thankfully, I know a guy. Let's level you up too, why don't we? What do you have to offer me? Some banners? Okay, that's fine. And I think what we can do is we can turn that to... I would need that first. Soul extraction, fusion crafting, block catalyst. Aww. Which is... that's all in one. How do we get an original block catalyst? Craft it with mana pearls and mana glass. Okay. Interesting. But regardless, to get string, how do we get string from? Is there a way to turn wool into string? Is the real question. Because if there is, I'll be happy. If not, I will not be happy. Okay, there's nothing for that, nothing for that. We got altar stuff, we got autumn crushing, which means milling should be the same. What is washing? What? Oh, we get white wool. Okay. So if instead I go and we look how much, it's 1 to 1. So 1, 2. And then we do that. And then what I do is we go in here, we grab a bunch of emeralds. Then we can grab, let's add brittle. I want to add galorium because it has no downside like with the other stuff. And then we could add we could in theory add the sapphire to give them. So we go and we go galorium, that, and then 2, 3. So then we get super crazy synergy, good armor dura, good armor toughness. I mean, it's okay, right? And then we do the same thing, but with that. The chest plate and leggings, I think I'm gonna add extra ruby. Because extra gem drops while mining goes kind of crazy. So if we go U, Delorium, and then go U. That goes 127 with Imperial and Synergistic 2 versus Synergistic 2 and Imperial 1. What about now? Okay, so 28, 7, 14. What about you? 27, 14, 7.5. Okay, so it's a little better if we add sapphire instead of that, but the Dura goes a little down. The difference is we don't get the benefit of the additional. So if I do that instead, we get the Synergistic 2 again, which is crazy good. And the Imperial 2. And we do the same with the boots. Except they're 1 of each, which means that we'll instead get Imperial 3 Synergistic 1. Which means that the Dura goes a little down. A lot of different things go a little bit down, but that's fine. I mean, it's a valid trade-off, I would say. And then we can make ourselves our lining templates. We get ourselves our leather lining, flexible 2, armor Dura +1 versus flexible 1. I think we do flexible 2 plus armor Dura plus that. So now we need more of, oh shoot, yeah, we need more. Because we don't have blueprint paper yet, which means I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. Because I need 1 for each of them. Which is a little bit obnoxious, but it is what it is. In the meantime, I guess we could do this. Yeah, that works perfectly. And then we have a much higher chance of getting increased stuff as well, which is great. I'm happy about that. That's a big plus. We get extra stuff. We get a rice bale for some reason. Interesting. A wolf, some permafrost. I'm very confused as to why certain things drop, but I don't hate it. It's very interesting to me. Now I need 3 more linings, which then we combine with those guys, and then we get all of our pieces of armor. Perfect. We're a little rainbow now. And is anything? Okay, we got 6 extra logs. It's going really slow, which is fine. It's tough. Let's get some sleep, and then we'll be able to start tackling some other different things. Day 26, I do think, though, that what we need to be doing right now, since we're in the overworld, we need to breed animals. The issue right now is that we don't have the animals bred to even get that started. So, we need to go through that, and I think we need a pure daisy, along with some other things. So, what we can do for now is I do think we start off by making ourselves a pure daisy. And I break you, plop you back down, fill you back up with water, and then we'll chuck in the seeds back. Perfect, we got ourselves a pure daisy, and this is going to be turning... Pure daisy turns cobblestone into the rock, right? Pure daisy, netherrack into cobblestone, stones into living rock, water into snow, ice into packed ice, blaze mesh into obsidian. Interesting. Okay. So we go packed ice to blue ice, ice to packed ice, water. So if I put normal ice, we can get 9 ice. I need logs. I need stones. So we should probably get a full stack of cobble smelted soon. I should probably also farm some more cobble in between episodes, because right now we do not have nearly as much cobble as we once did, but it is fine, because we'll be able to be there eventually. And by eventually, I mean hopefully soon. Because hopefully soon we can get ourselves a cobblestone generator taken care of. Regardless, I'm going to make the normal botany pots. We go like that, that, and that, and that. Perfect. 6 more botany pots, which is 6 of the 16 we need for all of the different mystical flowers, which I do want to do because it's going to be very helpful in the long run. But what we can also do is we should get ourselves the stone seeds, and for that, we are going to need the stone, Imperium, and prosperity, which is great, because what I should be able to do is turn this, and 8 of you, and then get 8 of my prosperity shards, and a couple seeds, and now we will be able to make ourselves 2 of the special fun stone seeds, which is great because that's all we really need in order to do a couple things. But the other thing that we need to do is we need to get iron seeds, because iron seeds are going to be massive for us right now. So that should be probably our top priority as of this moment, after we get these guys taken care of. So let's take care of you, and now we need to look into iron seeds. Are they the same? They are. It's just tertium, which means that I need an infusion crystal and a master infusion crystal eventually, which means that I should probably get inferium seeds as well, which I probably have. I don't actually have. Interesting. So we'll grab 18, grab some seeds, and should go just like that to get ourselves a good old set of inferium seeds, and we're gonna need to take care of those guys as well. Because we need iron seeds real bad, and for that we need a bunch of inferium. What is the fastest growing farmland that we can utilize for inferium seeds? So farmland, okay, it's just the different farmlands. Okay, well, that's fine. So we should probably get those guys set up sooner rather than later, which means I do think that it is time for us to utilize our iron, because we do have iron. It's not like we've got nothing. Where did I put the crushed iron? Did I put it somewhere? Did I chuck it? I didn't chuck it anywhere. Where did... What? Oh, it's in my inventory. I'm actually blind. I'm looking for it everywhere, but it's just not where I found... Where I left it. Oh, wait. It's in my inventory. Exactly where I left it. So smart. Okay, we got our iron nuggies. It's great because it means that we'll be able to make ourselves a couple more of the good old-fashioned setups that we need, which is good old-fashioned hoppers. Grab 2 of our botany pots, because the main reason that we're doing this is because we need resources. So we are going to hopper botany pot with the inferium seeds. We gotta make sure to get our inferium farmland well. So let's just do that real quick. Get you, we get you. Inferium farmland, okay for now. We're eventually gonna need a lot more than that, but that's fine. Stone seeds we'll put over here too in a bit, but we've got a couple other things generating. It's great because we're gonna go here. Let's get ourselves a couple more emerald. Perfect. You'll love to see it. A good old-fashioned hearty set of emeraldes. And need the stone, so we're gonna start getting ourselves some living rock, which is great. Plop some cobble will be there, and stone will be up here. Holy, okay, I think I muted in time, but I just sneezed very hard, so I'm sorry if it came across. But yeah, no, my bad. Regardless, what we need to do now, and what I think we're going to do, is we need to actually get a bunch more iron. But also, we need to get more animals. Means that I need to actually get animals to breed, so we need to just mine, and hopefully we can get something that we can breed, because otherwise it's going to be really obnoxious. Because we've gotten really unlucky. Like the first set of animals that we had. Okay. The first set of animals we had were, like, very quickly succumbed to the stupidity of walking off of the edge of the world, which was quite obnoxious from my perspective. Does this wandering trader have anything special? And if he does, that's very helpful. Looks like we've got allium, a white tulip, a blue orchid, and we've got some... We got a tube coral, which I gotta make sure to be placed in water quick enough. I don't know if they die when exposed to a tiny bit of air, but to grab some packed ice while we're here. I'm just grabbing every flower we can because the flowers are incredibly, incredibly helpful for dyes and other stuff that we need. And yeah, these llamas are quite obnoxious, same with like the mules and the other stuff, because they do nothing for me. Genuinely nothing. Also, Mr. Wandering Trader, I'm gonna have you walk over a little bit so I can start mining again. Got another villager, which is great. Got ourselves some crab meat. Great. Another llama. Make sure that the llama doesn't end up hitting someone, which is that would be terrible. The llama hit someone off of the edge, that would ruin this. Okay, we got some more packed ice, some morganite, red corundum, broadzil, copper ore dirt, pink terracotta. Got a cow. What I should probably do, and what we're gonna do right now, is we're going to here, we're going to grab a bunch of those guys, a bunch of that. We're going to do ourselves some fences. And we're gonna make ourselves a little bit of a pasture over this way. So let's just build a good old-fashioned little 3x3 pathway. I'm making it wider because I'm scared that things will fall off of it. Because the animals are stupid. They're so dumb. I mean, it's Minecraft. What do you expect? But, I mean, hey, come on now. Okay, so then we go and we build it. Nice, good old-fashioned closed area. Grab you, grab you, grab you. Let's grab ourselves some of the carpet, because that's gonna help us quite a bit here. Let's grab the dirt, because we're gonna need the dirt to get the guy in there. And now we should be able to lead the cow into the pen. And now they're in there, so we don't have to worry about a cow escaping and dying, jumping off of the edge of the world. Which has been a thing that has happened multiple times. I mean, it's great. It's kind of funny, but I mean, hey, whatever. What we need right now is I'm gonna need my torches. I left them in. Perfect. I had some in my inventory. Again, I don't look in my inventory because I just imagine that I don't have them. But I end up just looking stupid because of it. We should probably connect the grass together. Wrong thing to hit. Interesting. Or I could just, you know, we'll just transplant a piece of grass over just so that we have it taken care of. Now let's get some sleep, and then we'll be able to work through a couple more things before the end of this episode, because this episode is probably going to end in a second. Regardless, if you guys much prefer seeing the longer versions of these episodes rather than the shorter ones, let me know in the comments. Most of the comments have been a resounding, we want longer episodes, but I'd like to hear everyone's opinion. As well as, if you are still watching, please comment below for the algorithm, just something that you enjoyed about your week. I want to know, and I want to encourage people to think positively instead of being like, well, my week sucked, all these bad things happened. Yeah, but what's a good thing that happened? No one's week is going to be perfect, but there's definitely at least one good thing that happened. So, you know what? Whatever that may be, I want you guys to leave it in the comments. Please do. I will probably respond and be happy that anyone interacted with what I'm saying, because it makes me happy. But yeah. Anywho, I do think that we have to just wait until we get some cows, because otherwise it's going to take just such a long time for us to get anywhere with this. But ideally, it's not too out of the way. Thankfully, we're getting some leather and inferium from all of these random, stupid horses that keep coming. But I would much prefer them to not be here, because donkeys and horses don't actually give us anything helpful. It's quite obnoxious, actually, for me to have to deal with them, and I'd rather not. So, I don't know. It's just tough. But if you enjoy this content, just let me know. I really appreciate it. We do still need to get just another cow. It'd be so helpful right now. Of course, never mind. That's so annoying. We need another cow, we need another couple other things, but for the most part, one cow would solve our breeding animals quest, because then I could just mass breed cows. Anywho, still just need to get... Ooh, a cave spider, interesting. Ow. Okay, I'm swinging and it's just not hitting it, but I mean, I guess that's just how... That's just cave spider things. Makes sense. Just eat some. I want to get rid of these donkeys because they're so obnoxious. They're so useless. Like, please, just escape. Escape the confines of reality. Return from whence you came. Okay, there we go. Hopefully, by next episode, we'll be able to work on... Dang it, the totem fell off the map. Totem would have been really helpful. Not for, like, dying, but I think there's things that we need to craft with it that would have been very hard for... Or that are very hard for us to craft without it. So, I do think that any of those things would be such a big help for us, but it kind of is what it is, you know? Also, we're gonna add the andesite, diorite, granite, and most of the different stone types to here. It just makes sense. Regardless, we still just... It's just mining, honestly. Another crab. Interesting. More crab meat. I don't think we can breed crabs, which is why I'm killing them, but maybe you can, and I just don't know. But yeah, it's just a little bit of a confusion. Anyway, I do think I'm going to end the episode here, because there's not much else really going to happen for now, and so I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.